think it's a really cool story, and talk about how that you have some Asian ancestry and how that influenced you growing up.
Yeah, without a doubt. And it's something, I grew up in a town where we do have, a lot of Asian representation. And so for me, it was always, I guess, normal. It felt normal. But I've come to appreciate my heritage more as I've gotten older, especially since I've gone pro and started to understand the culture a little bit more. But like you mentioned, yeah, my grandparents met in an internment camp in Minnesota. And, that's something that when I look back on, and like yourself, I love history, especially US history. And while I'm no expert, I do find it fascinating. And so to think about how my grandparents had met, and my mom growing up in New Jersey, in Fort Lee, New Jersey, and hearing about her different experiences growing up as a Japanese American, I think that's really interesting to me, and it helps me better understand who I am just because of Japanese culture. And while every culture has their pros and their cons, obviously, what I have come to appreciate is the discipline and hardworking, nature of Japanese people and Japanese Americans. And, when I think about my mom, she's certainly that. And while my grandparents passed away when I was younger, I didn't get to know them as well as I would have liked. The stories that my mom has passed on, reflect that work ethic and, honest nature a lot. And so I've been fortunate enough to travel to Japan twice. I actually went with Aaron Long and Tim Schmoll, another buddy of mine who I played with at Red Bull. We went back in 2019, right before COVID. And then I recently went to Japan as soon as the border opened this past year, as soon as the season ended with my fiance. So, getting in touch with my Japanese roots has been a lot of fun for me. My mom actually just went to Japan with my brother, who's sort of the brains behind the operation. They went to Japan for 3 weeks as well. So it's something that we're very proud of, without a doubt, and continuing to learn about, continuing to try to better understand. But, when I first entered the league, AAPI wasn't really celebrated too much. And so this has become not a recent thing, but it's become much more popular over, I'd say, the last 3 or 4 years. And I think it's great to have even more inclusivity. And, I think that's something that the league and the PA does really well, and something maybe that's not as focused on in other leagues across the world. So I know that's a long-winded answer, but I'm definitely proud of my Japanese roots and always trying to learn more about it.